Father Renaud and the detective are still searching for Teonna Rainwater at the beginning of episode 5 of season 2 of 1923. They are able to locate a witness, but it takes Renaud entering a bar to persuade the town's marshal to open his mouth. The man acknowledges that he located Teonna in the canyon and that she assisted in gathering the herd, but he is currently unsure of her precise location. Still, it's obvious that they're closing in. While on the run, Teonna and Pete decide to part ways, with Pete doubling back to buy her some time. In the meantime, Mamie, the female sheriff we saw in a few previous episodes, wakes Spencer up. In order to discover exactly what he might be concealing, she chooses to take him to Amarillo. He has limited options because she is surrounded by multiple men. Alex, meanwhile, is having trouble on the train to Chicago. The conductor offers her meals in exchange for paying off her debt, but she is without food because she hasn't paid for dinner service. Backbreaking labor as a waitress clearing tables and serving food is the cause of this. Unfortunately, Alex spills hot water on him by accident, and soon after, one of the men on board slyly tries his luck with her. I fear that we will return to this topic shortly. For the time being, Alex completes her shift and devours her bread and stew with hunger. In addition, Alex is required early the following day for breakfast service. The woman Alex has been sharing with returns to her room and discusses work with her. She has a pessimistic view of life, believing that in order to succeed in this world, one must be opportunistic. In particular, by marrying to success or stealing. Although she acknowledges that she is doing her best for her kids, she doesn't believe Alex has the perseverance to endure a life in the U.S. Mothers can endure anything, as she herself states. Few people are seated at the breakfast tables, which is to be expected considering it is 6 in the morning. The couple here are talking finances and Alex knows a thing or two. She chirps up with confirmation over why the French are having such a torrid time with their francs and the mess they're in with loans. Impressed, the man here gives her a generous tip for her troubles. Unfortunately, Alex is violated by that eerie guy from dinner service who is here. Alex loses it after pouring him coffee and then repeatedly smashing the coffee jug over his head because of everything she's been through this season. The conductor does not consider Alex's side of the story and gives her a one-way ticket to the makeshift cell at the back of the train. The Chicago police should make the final decision on this issue. Alex is forcibly removed by the police when they get to Chicago, but happily the pleasant couple from breakfast show and talk their minds out. They disclose the facts, including the fact that Alex is the victim in this case, and they are even prepared to make statements. Since these are first-class passengers, their opinions clearly carry far more weight than those of the general public. This works and Alex can leave now. Unfortunately, she is stuck in the middle of nowhere indefinitely because her train to Fargo has been cancelled. Until the couple decides to adopt her and accompany her to Winnetka, that is. With the goal of learning Spencer's story, Mamie dials the switchboard back in Amarillo. She gets through to Sheriff McDowell, who confirms Spencer's identity. He doesn't want war to come to town, but as far as Spencer is aware, it's already here. Mamie lets him go and Spencer even gets a train ticket back home too. As the episode closes out, we cut back to Pete, who winds up spying Father Renaud and the detective nearby. A chase ensues, but Pete stumbles off his horse in the process. He grabs his rifle and fires. But we cut to black before we see the outcome of who may have shot whom. The episode review. Thus, 1923 reappears and Spencer and Alex's travels continue to encounter difficulties. The show is definitely prolonging each character's journey for the sake of doing so, especially considering how much time we're spending with each of them. Unfortunately, there are only 3 episodes left in this season, and it's obvious that even though there is some good drama, there are a lot of pointless storylines that don't really advance the plot. The writers are well aware that everyone is simply waiting for Spencer and Alex to get back to the ranch and reunite. These 2 journeys have been dragged out and exploited excessively. For instance, why did Spencer jump off the train last week? How about simply removing the scavengers from the carriage? Teonna's subplot with the detective, which involves people on the run, isn't as captivating as the other storylines because it doesn't relate to the Dutton Ranch. It will be rather annoying if everything ends with a straightforward shootout here when Spencer returns, instead of a steady level of drama, considering the build-up we've been given around Donald Whitfield. But all in all, there's plenty to enjoy here, and this week's drama is still quite good. For the remaining episodes, let's hope that